Hey guys, gonna wait just a couple of more seconds to see if people join in. I am right now just priming my face. I'm using, this is the primer that I like. It's the Airbrush Flawless by Charlotte Tilbury. Hey Denise! And I will spritz it over my face, and I'll also put it on my Perfector sponge. But I am an oily person, and usually what I do, I used to always use some kind of silicone-based primer, but since I started using Seint Beauty, these are cream-based. It's a 3D foundation, and it is a game changer. It's like so innovative in the makeup industry. Hey, Elizabeth! I'm glad to see everybody on here, hanging out with me on a Friday night. I usually don't go live on Instagram either, but I thought, I would try. I would try the Instagram. There's my buddy, Arzunia. But anyway, so once I started using this makeup, this brand, I didn't use the primers anymore that I was using because it didn't work good. If you have, especially if you have oily skin, or pores and stuff, you want that silicone to fill it. Well, you don't need to do that. You just, to be honest, you can almost train your skin. Just like you can train your hair not to have to wash it all the time, you can train your skin the same way. And so even though I'm oily, I'm not as oily as I was when I first started using this. I use a setting spray. Now, Seint also has a setting spray, but I love this one, and I feel like it's more mattifying from what I've heard from the other Seint, sisters. So I stick with this. It's expensive, and I'm going to finish it anyway. I will try the other at some point, but I just use that as a primer. If you do use a primer, though, just go something that doesn't have silicone in it. Read your ingredients and stuff, and you'll know if it doesn't have a good staying powder or whatever, a staying power. You can always change it up. But we're just going to do a quick makeup look. I want to try to make it quick tonight, and I'm not going to try to talk as much as what I usually do because I ramble. But this is my compact. This is the colors that we're going to use. So this is the color Indigo, and it's very scary. But again, the colors look so different on the skin than they do in the tins. So this is Indigo, and it like I said, it'll be dark. It looks almost like war paint, but by the time you blend it out, it mimics right into your skin. Hey, Carrie. This is my main highlight. We call these highlights. It is a foundation, but Seint terminology is highlight. So this would be your main highlight that you would use all over your face. And so this is my color Sandy. Now, Sandy is really is more of a dark color, and if you look, I don't know if you can tell it right now. I'm looking in my camera. I've got comments. It's hard to see, but I'm lighter in my neck, like most people are. But I have the dark spots and the freckling, and so I try to match more of the darker areas than I do my lighter, because I can always bronze my neck, or if I need to put a lighter color along my jawline to try to make it all tie together, you can do that as well. Again, these are cream base, and they have color correctors in them, and the awesome part that I feel about these is the longer they sit on your skin, the better they look. So when you first put them on, they'll look a little scary, but after you let them set, they kind of absorb. I feel like they take on that second skin, and they just sort of blend right in with your skin tone, and it's just a beautiful finish. You can wear a multiple range of shades. So this is my color Sandy. This is going to be the highlight, the brightening highlight that I use, and it's Aura. I may go in with a pop of linen too, just to show you guys. And then this is the it's Illuminator, which we always called highlighter in the makeup world, in the old industry makeup world. But this is the Illuminator Honey, and it's a cream base too. It's really good. The creams are great for mature skin. They're perfect if you don't have mature skin, but because anything's going to look good on someone who doesn't have mature skin. You know what I mean? They can wear a bag over their head and still, their skin look flawless. But as we get older, I'm in my mid-40s, I need something that's good for the spots, the wrinkles. I want something, it's not going to make the wrinkles go away. We got that. We know that, right? But we don't want it to set in them either. And so this is the blush that I'm going to be, it's a lip and cheek color. They're dual purpose. Most everything you can repurpose. So you can use this on your lips, cheek. You can use them for color correctors. You can use them for eyeshadows. I guess you could do eyeliners. I don't know that many people do that, but lip liners, you can do all kinds of stuff. And so I will use this for my lip and cheek. And then this is the color Sadie. It's a really pretty gloss. Now this is a satin, And this is more going to be, it's still a cream, but it's going to have more of the feel of your traditional blushes, or the more look. Now the glosses, this is a Sadie. It will give you a little bit of a glow or a sheen, and the glosses are really pretty, and they give you more of a dewy and a youthful complexion. So I mean, they're very affordable, $14 a 10. They're magnetic, they pop in and out of a compact. I got my eyeshadows, my another illuminator there, powder. I don't use it a whole lot because, again, it sets more in my lines, but this is such a pretty color. You can use it for eyeshadow if you want your inner corner, those kind of things. And this is a brush towel that you can use too to clean your brushes in between, applications. So it's really cool. But they're all affordable. I mean, so you can customize your palette the way you want, and you can start off small, get you a few colors, and then add in, So let's just get started. First thing first, I'm going to do just a little bit of color correcting. Now, this is my mega palette. I have a bigger one because we have all the colors so that we can help people match. We can try on faces and that kind of stuff. But for you guys, you'll want something small. You can go smaller than this, but I would suggest getting one a decent size, because you will love the product so much that you'll wish you had a bigger one, because as you add more, you'll say, well, I need another compact. So if you kind of start a little bit, a little bit bigger, and it's just a few dollars difference, so it really it makes sense. They are all beautiful. So I'm going to go in. A good color corrector for me with my tone and with my freckling and stuff is Mango. This is an orange base foundation, and it will go in where like if I have a little bit of dark under eyes, whether they're kind of a purple or blue. It'll also help mimic some of the hyperpigmentation that I have, the age spots. But I'm not going to do a lot of it because I'm just going to kind of show you how you can do it. But it really does do a great job with very minimal product. And you don't want to cake it under your eyes, especially if you already have lines and stuff, and we all do. And sometimes, if you do have a bag or something here, you'll want to go down a little bit lower and kind of go right on it instead of trying to cake it right here, because sometimes, believe it or not, that'll do more of an accentuation. You got to kind of play. Everybody's face is different, everybody's shape is different, and things work different for some people. So that's just one of the things to try if you're ever trying to do a little bit of camouflaging, or you're wondering. I don't know where these guys came from. I mean, they just like migrated in and said, we're going to park here. And they just don't go away. And they probably won't. Okay. So that is just very minimal on the color correcting. See, and I have this right here. I have a bigger spot right here, but since I'm going to be doing my contour on that, I'm not even going to color correct it. Now I could, and I can color correct over the contour as well, but I'm just not going to worry about it. So a little bit of that goes a long way. I just kept tapping my finger into it. So now I'm going to go back into my main palette. And this is what I would match you with. I would match you with an all-over main highlight, a brightening highlight, a lip and cheek, and a contour. If you wanted to add more to it, like the bronzer, because the bronzer is the icing on the cake. It's going to really pull your look together. It's going to give you a sun-kissed look, and it's very sheer. And then you can also get it in the bundle. We have a brush here. And you can get it with this brush. This brush is $36, and the 10s are $14. So that would be $50 if you bought them separate. But if you got the bundle, it's $40. So you really only pay $4 for the bronzer. It just makes good sense to do it. But the brush I'm going to use tonight is the detail brush. It's such a good one. This is great because you get right in the contour. It's slim. It's kind of oblong on this end. It's densely packed, not super, super dense, but it's good enough that it's going to give you good coverage. But you can even do the sides of your nose, and then you can flip it over. You can do your, you can even chisel out if you wanted a more detailed contour. You can do your nose if you want to. Some people use their fingers. There's just so many things that you can do with it. So I feel like this is a great one. I can use it for all over my face, but the more you love the product, the more you want to use everything. And so I do it too. I always go for this brush. And this right here used to be my favorite because it's got a good coverage as well. But it's lighter. It's a lighter coverage than I feel like this one. But this is some time I grab and go because I can do a lot of blending. You can use powder or your bronzer with this side, so I like that for this purpose. But and this is great for blending and for your blush. But just for the applying, I really love this one. I think it does such a good job. So I'm gonna start with my contour. You can start any way. It is a must-have. Yes, you do need it. I mean, it's so addicting, right? Like, I love, 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 because I just got another message today of somebody that sent me a message and said, oh my gosh, I got Ruby in the mail. It is such a pretty gloss, and it has such a nice little dewy finish. And the Ruby, oh, here it is. Ruby's lip and cheek. And look at this. It's insane. I mean, that is crazy. But it is so pretty on, and it's sheer. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's very addicting, which, I don't know. It makes me feel good. I love to play with it. I love to try different things, and there's so many combinations. And again, it is affordable if you are smart. But I'm not smart. I wanted to get everything up front. But, you know, you can buy a couple things here and there and add to your collection, which now I do because I have so much. But, God, so good stuff. So, I'm just going to take my detail brush again, and I'm just going to dab it right into the indigo. And then I'm going to go right along my cheekbone. You can start at the top of your ear. You can draw it down. Now, I have a rounder face, so I'm not going to draw, if I didn't, and I just wanted the chiseled look, I could draw more to my nose, more of a horizontal, but I want the slimming effect. Like, see this little fat pack right here? I want that gone. So I'm going to try to put that in I know, it is so addicting. I mean, you love it more every day, but I want that gone. So I'm going to try to just, look at that. That's some pigment right there. So I'm going to go in right here, and it's going to give the illusion like I'm, Cindy Crawford over here. I hope nobody comes in here wanting my autograph in a minute. They might. It really is. If you get so addictive, like me, and so and anybody else on here that has them, you would, it just benefits to be an artist, just to be honest, because you can buy a kit and caboodle for $200. And if you do want to be part of the artist program, let me know. I would love to have you on my team. So, but you not only do you get a discount, but there's this sisterhood that you would not believe that is created. It is insane how everybody is so supportive and helps each other out. And that alone is really just worth being it. But you get a discount. So even if you wasn't a big time, you don't have to be a social seller. You can do it to people at your church or people in the community or whatever. So, I don't really know what in the world made me start getting online. I think my cousin, she does it a lot, and it is fun. I have been eyeballing doing this for a while, and because I love it so much, I just decided I would do it too. Now I'm going to carve out my jawline. I did my forehead just a little bit, but I want to leave this right here because this should be the place where you draw people in. You want that to be lightened right there. Yeah, it is a lot of training. It's overwhelming with how much resources. It's kind of crazy that it is such a huge industry that you don't, like, I feel like Seint is its own industry. It's crazy. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my nose. Oh, I can't see good. Let me get up close and personal with you guys, with my friends. I'm going to just kind of draw. I want them somewhat close together. And if they're not perfect and they're not always straight lines, heck, my nose ain't probably straight, You want them close together. You don't want them on top of each other. And see how insane that looks, right? I mean, oh my gosh. But it'll all come together. I do like the Ricky. I'm using it right now. And now for this, like this right here, I think this is level 2. This is level 3, 4, 5. But I can't hardly see. I'm blinded by the light. So I take it down. This is the bottom one. I usually put it on 2. And I have my ring light up here too because I can see really good here. But for my phone purposes, I've got the new 12. And oh my gosh, y'all. The HDR in this phone is so insane that I am a freckly person, but it almost looks into my soul and pulls the spots out because I will look at it and it looks like I've had an x-ray of my face. It is, It's a little too HDR, so I got to figure that out. But I tried to take the HDR off of this so maybe it would look better. We'll see. All right, so now I'm going to go in. So I've got my contour done. Oh, no, I don't. I'm going to do it under my lip. Actually, I'm going to take my smudge brush. This is actually an eyeshadow, but you can use it for whatever you want to do too. You can dot it all over your face. You can do your eyes. That's what it's for. You can draw out. You can do your nose contour. But I'm going to use it right here. And I'm going to go in and finish right up under my lip. It does. It looks right into my soul, and it's like, let me pull out every ugly freckle that I possibly can and drag it to the surface. It don't care about me. It just wanted my money. And then I go in, and I kind of contour out my little, whatever these little divots are called. It'll blend out. It won't look like that, but I like the After Effects. And then I'm going to go on my lip at the very top. Almost drawing outside, but not quite. And this will give my lips a little bit more fullness. Now I'm done. Scary, ain't it? So now I'll go in with my, I'm wiping my fingers off. Now I'm going to go in with my main, this is Sandy, my main highlight right here. I'm not even going to wipe this brush off. I'm just going to dab right into it. And then I'm just going to stipple it on. The blending, it will come later. If you blend it, they will come. Oh my gosh, you do need it. And I will tell you, let's see. Did you was on, you were on the group, Liz, you was on the group chat where Zunia put that the Ricky mirror was like 30 or 40% off. I can't even remember what it was. Maybe it was 30% off. And so where the mirror normally would be $195, I got a mirror, a case, and the discount, and it ended up being like $180 something. I got the I think it's a champagne, or maybe it's rose gold. It looks, I think it's champagne. But you should have grabbed you one. And they'll have another sale. And to be honest, I think I have a 15% off that came with my mirror if you end up getting one before the sale comes back on. Zunia said 30%. No, it's not still discounted. It was till March the 9th. They have a Woman's Day sale, and then Zunia, when's the other one? It's Black Friday or something. But I have a 15% off too, but you know. Hey girl! Are you Christy jumping in on the fun? Alright. So see, and that really looks like it doesn't even match right now. It will. It'll blend out. And again, I can pull it into my neck, but it needs to absorb into my skin. A little bit longer that it sits on my skin, the better. So if you'll notice, I didn't prime my eyes earlier. I meant to. I did not do my nose or right here, and I actually went up a little bit higher than what I wanted to. But I'm going to go in there with my Brightening Highlight. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do right there. So I'm just flipping over to the other end of the brush. There's Cake Mouth. She has to keep me straight. And I'm dipping into the color Aura right here. You do need it. But if you end up trying to get it before that, I will see. I think that 15% coupon, just because I bought it, if I can give it to you. I don't know if it'll let you use it or not. But, you know, you can try whatever the code is. I'm going to kind of pull that up a little bit so that it'll... And then I'm going to go right over my eyes. I don't even know what my husband's in there listening to, y'all. Hey, that's too loud! I told him I was going live a while ago. And he was like... Was this too loud? I was like, well, no, it don't need to get any more louder than that. And he watches his YouTube videos. He watches monkeys on YouTube all the time. And these monkeys are mean. They beat their kids. They beat their little babies. If they get mad at them, they just start walloping them. Yes, just tell him. Tell him if he don't like it, he can come see me. I'll tell him exactly what he needs to know. I bet he'll listen a lot better than my husband. And then I'll highlight these right here that I didn't. Oh my goodness. Let me tell him to turn that down. Can y'all hear that? He don't even care. He don't respect me. Turn that down. You're disturbing my video. He don't care. He's deaf. He was clueless that it was even that loud. Now he's in there yelling. Okay, so I've got my brightening highlight. I did it on my chin, on these little things, right down the bridge of my nose, and then right here in between my eyebrows. That's just going to draw the light in, okay? Scary as that may be, it'll look good. If it don't, then don't look at me. Kidding. But I am going to go in now, and this is what I use to blend. You can also use your perfector sponge. A lot of people do that. I've tried it and I like it too, but this is just my favorite. And to me, it's the tried and true. So if I ever tell anybody to get a brush, I would probably tell them to use this one first because I feel like this is a great beginner brush. But I will go in and I start with my lighter colors first. And I just blend like a crazy lady all over my face. No, I'd already put my eyebrows on. This is watch the magic. Ooh. It really does feel like magic because when you're first putting it on, it is such a wild colors that you're picking out. And I'll be honest, when I first got my colors into, I thought, there ain't no way these are going to match me. And then I swatched them on my skin, and then I said, there is no way. And then I tried it. I was like, okay, this isn't right. I left it on there, and it looked better. It looks better when it stays on your skin after a little bit. Like, I feel like after wearing it about 5 or 10 minutes, it looks even better. I mean, look at this right here. It's already blended in. And again, I could go in if I wanted to do anything else and make it, I could go in with a lighter color here. But we're not done. We're not done with the blending yet. It's got to absorb into the skin, and it really does. It takes on a second skin. And the great thing about it, now you can use too much, and you'll know when you do because you'll have texture or your face will be sticky. But for the most part, if you go light-handed with your application, it will just absorb into your skin, and then after a few minutes, you'll be like, oh God, it looks good. And it really does. It just blends right out. Make sure you don't forget your jawline. Trying to erase that double chin. And sometimes you can, if you'll use a little bit lighter color, like more of a shadow color, you don't have to blend that one as much, and it kind of just has a great illusion. We've got one that's called Shadow, and it's really good for a nose contour as well, but I usually just use one color unless I'm playing around. And then I'm not going to just do a jam up job of blending this, but I'm going to do a little bit because I don't want it to completely all go away, because that defeats the whole purpose of doing a nose contour. And then I can go back in and add more to it if I need to. And then I'm going to blend upwards in circular motions. If you blend down, you may drag your face down. And then if you got some jowls, you don't want to do that. We'll just blend it. Blend, blend, blend. Till your hand gets tired. It does blend out pretty easy. And I'll be honest, if you don't do it like I do, you can just go in and just do whatever and kind of blend as you go. And then I feel like you can do that quicker. But for me, if I want more coverage, I want to cover my freckles some. I still want them to peek through, but I still want them to be covered. I will do it this way. Okay. So that's that. And if I wanted to go in with a little bit more contour, I could. And I think I will put just a little bit of maybe if I can find what I'm looking for, of the linen. This is the brighter one. It's probably one of our brightest. And I'm going to just pop that with my fingers right here. This is a little extra brighter brightener. And then I'll go just down the bridge of my nose as well. Just slightly. Not much. Whatever's left, I'll put on my... And then I'll blend this out too. And you can use your illuminators in the corner, but for right here, just in that one little area, I just wanted a little pop of extra bright. And that one's the color Linen. It's really pretty. Okay. So, there we go. Now I'm going to go in real quick with my sponge, and I usually fill my face, and it's not sticky, but I will go in for any excess product, and I use this Perfector sponge, and it will pick up anything that's a little bit extra on my face. This is damp. I put it under running water. I squeeze it until it gets really thick or really full, and then I'll give it a final squeeze outside of the water, and then I'll get a paper towel, and then I will just put it in the paper towel, and I'll wring it out till there's nothing. It's just damp. There's no water whatsoever. But this is what I feel like helps to blend and to make it, where you don't have any extra. I also like to use this when I use powder, because I feel like with it being a little bit damp, it helps push the powder into my skin. Because if I'm not careful, I have pores on my nose and I have pores here, and the powder will sit in them. But I feel like when I use this, that it really doesn't make the powder set. It makes it more absorb into my skin. Okay. So, we'll do blush next. I don't know if I'm going to do bronzer, or let me do the bronzer first. I'm just tricking. I can't find all my compacts. I wasn't very organized. I knew I was going to go live, but didn't know when. Yeah, that's what I do too. Now this is the Bella Bronzer, and this is the Glow Illuminator. Now, with the Bella Bronzer, I usually have two side by side because I can swirl it and be messy and not have to worry about it. But if you wanted to put it in your compact, you can. And you would just take your brush, and I would pinch it down and just dab it in there. But I had one to start with, but the more I loved it, and the more I thought, I want another one, because I saw another artist do it. So I just get it, and I just swirl it across all of them, because there's just a little bit of shimmer, because this is an illuminator. But I will just go in and swirl it right where I contoured. This will bring a little bit of warmth to your face. The contour will bring the shadows, do the definitions, do the sculpting, and this will come and tell you, I'm the sun and I would like to kiss you. Who don't want to be kissed by the sun? Alright. I'm going to go down this pasty pale neck of mine and tie it all in. And again, if I felt like, I can look here in the mirror beside me, and it matches perfect. In the camera here, it looks like it's just a little bit darker, but here it's not. So I'm not going to make my neck any darker, because it really doesn't need to be. So, see, it's just glowy. It is a glow. I have a glowy complexion. And it's not from oil. It's just because of the cream base. And some of it, I don't know, between the sheerness of the bronzer and the, and your skin absorbing it and stuff, it just, I don't know, it just gets a little bit of a glow. But speaking of glows, now we're going to go in with the illuminator. And I'm going to do the color Honey. Sometimes I do my setting spray, but I'm going to do my setting spray very last. This pretty color. I'm just going to go right on the tip of my nose, and then I kind of just drag it up a little bit. Then I'll go right on my little Cupid's bow. And then I will just dab it along my cheekbones. You don't have to be too precise, because when I get through with my sponge, I'll go back, I'll dab over everything. But, okay. I think that is good for that. We'll do a quick lip and then a quick, very quick eyeshadow. I think I'm just going to do a couple colors. So for the, oh, I didn't do my blush. Why didn't y'all tell me? You're a terrible, terrible crowd. I'm going to go in with the sandstone. I'm going to use the other end of this brush. This is the one that I just used for my bronzer. You can use it for your powder as well. But this is the blush side or for the blending. And I'm going to just tap it. You don't have to tap it much. You can barely see that on there. And then I'm going to just kind of stipple it. Kind of almost right above where my contour is. I don't come in too close. But I like it to be right above where my contour. And this is just a nice little satin finish. But it's just a really pretty light flush. Now, I can make it more pigmented if I wanted to. And I could use my fingers like that. And just, I'm still barely touching it because I don't want it to be more pigmented. But just showing you. Just show and tell. But even if it's crazy, it just blends right out. And then you can also always use this side right here. And it'll get it good. Okay. And now I'm going to go in on my lips with the same color. It's so pretty. It's almost like a rusty. It does. And believe it or not though, the top that I've got on is a corally orange. And this right here is more of a rust, but in the camera it does look the same. And I think they're not always the same as they are in the camera. I try to keep it as real as possible. Now I'm going over with just a gloss. This is a lip and cheek color, and it's Sadie. That's what it looks like on my finger. See, it's very sheer. But it's good for a lot of people if they don't want a really pigmented blush, but they kind of like that little bit of a glow. That would be a good one to use. Some people don't like the glowing lip and cheek. But yeah, I try to always make my camera look as real as I can because I don't want any false advertisement. I want everybody to see exactly what they're getting, and then I worry if it don't look the same. But see, now that I've had my face on here for a few minutes, you know, before, even in the camera, it was looking like it was a lot darker. I guess it's like oxidizing a little bit, but it's what they'd also, would refer to it as. But again, it just looks a little bit better, and it just matches more of your skin. So you just always got to give it the time. Tonight, I'm going to use the colors Mama, Bend and Snap, and Ken. This is kind of a lavender purple color, and this is more of a dark purple, and this is a light pale pink. We'll see how that goes. Why not? They're beside each other. Since I primed my eyelids already, I'm good to go. Tap off the excess always, because if not, you'll have more fallout. Some people like to do their eyes first and then do their makeup second, but I mess my eye makeup if I do it second. But I'm not too dramatic with the eyes either. Alright guys, I gotta get this done in 5 minutes. I wanted my live to be 40 minutes or less tonight because I run at the mouth. I know that's hard probably to believe that I like to talk, but I do. Now see, that is not really a very drastic color. I can see it better in my mirror back here, but it's a great transition, and a transition doesn't always have to be super noticeable. It just always gives a good base for your next color. It helps the blending, and it helps it to already have a kind of a powder it. Now I'm going to go in with a Bend and Snap. It's a shimmer, but I'm going to go in just in the outer crease, and I'm just doing big circles. Because if I don't like how something is, I can always go back over it with a lighter color, or I can these are easy to correct, a lot of the stuff. But if I don't like it, I'll just go over it with something else. There are no mistakes. Only happy accidents. I really wanted to put this on my lid here. See the pigment. I was hoping it would be a little bit more pigmented than this. Pigmented. It's a weird word, isn't it? Looks better with my finger. Alright. And now I'm going to go in with the color Kin. Right here, that dark purple. And I'm going to use the other end of this eyeshadow brush. You got a fluffy end and you got a more dense end. And this is, I'm just going to kind of go into the outer V. And I'm going to draw it with my eyes open so I can see. I've got hooded eyes, so I don't want to, I don't want to open them and not be able to see where it's at. So I always do an outline first so that I can make sure it's visible. I think it is too. And I think it looks good on all eye colors. I think it looks beautiful on the browns, the hazel, the greens, the blues. Because it doesn't look crazy purple on your eyes. Alright, now, see I've got this right here. I'm going to go back under my eyes and just kind of bring it together. No, I have not blended out on top yet, so no panicking, please. I'm not a great eyeshadow person. I wished I was. I wish I could do just all these wonderful looks and stuff, but I love it on other people. And part of me would like to kind of learn, and then part of me is like, it's just not me, you know? Now I'm going to blend it. I don't think I'm going to do any eyeliner. I'm living on the edge. Now, I'm going to go right in. It's one of my favorites too. I'm going to go right into this tile because I have Kin on here. I have this purple color. So I'm going to brush on that, clean that off. And you know what? We're going to go a little wild because I was going to put Sabrina, which is a light shimmer. But I don't think I'm going to try this Glamazing because it is glammed up. It's a bright color, some pop. If you use your finger, it really is pop. But I'm going to use the other end of this brush. And we're just going to pop it in the inner corner. Can y'all, I don't know if y'all can. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have enough on it. Bring some light. And then I'm going to just do right slightly on my brow bone. A lot of people say, if you have mature skin, stay away from the shimmers, but I like shimmers. Okay, that's it. Mascara, and we done. And I'm going to use the Optimal Style. This is a pharmacy brand. I'm not going to put tons on because guess what? I'm fixing to get in the shower here in just a little bit. Now it's eerily quiet in the house. My son, he's had leg problems and stuff, so he went and laid down earlier. And now my husband, I don't know what he's doing. He was in there watching some YouTube crazy something. Yep, take it all off. The makeup. Woohoo! But look, guys. Now I'm going to finish. I'm going to set it right before I take it off. Now, that's still my Charlotte Tilbury. It's the one that I prime my face with. And I will pounce around. If I wanted to go in and do a powder. Let me just do that. Just to show you guys. I'm back. I'm back. Like I use the Thrive. I dip my sponge into it. There you go. And I would just go in and just barely tap all the places that I would get oily. And sometimes if I'm going to powder a lot, I may do my Illuminator afterwards. But you know, you just do. Because sometimes if I get through pouncing this around on my face and picking up excess product, I think, oh, I need more blush, or oh, I need this. You can add as much as you want to. You can layer this. This makeup, even though it's designed that you don't have to layer it, because the 3D is you just put it where you need it, so you don't have to layer it. If you want to layer, albeit it layers, you can make it as thick as you want. I say thick, you don't want it to, you know, where it cakes off, but I mean, you can layer it as much as you want to, and just to be honest, it's not going to look cakey or anything. You can, I mean, you can put your, if you do extra color correcting or something, sometimes people will, instead of, like, I just use the contour, I could have tried to color correct under it, or I could have put my main highlight underneath it, and then if I do that, I would have put my contour on top of that, and then I would have, I mean, if you can layer it, it's just designed that you don't have to, because everything's got pigments in it. So, but anyway, I take this, and again, it's got the powder on it, but what I like about it is it's barely damp, so it presses the powder into my skin, and then, so even though I have this oily, you know, oily skin, it really feels matte, but it doesn't look that matte, because I feel like this helps to kind of push it in and make it become one with the skin. Isn't that nice? So nice. That's it, guys. Look at me, 2 minutes over. I wanted to be done by 9:40. That's all right. But yeah, so if anybody's watching this and you are interested, if you wanted to become an artist, or if you want to have a party, I mean, you can host a party and get insane prizes. I mean, not only do you get free products, but you can get up to 4 items at 50% off. Well, that's a lot. If one of our items, which most of our things are so affordable, but there are a few things, you know, some of your skincare, some of this stuff, you know, some of these things may be more expensive. And if that's the case, then you can get that. And then not only is it 50% off, but let's just say you sold $1,000 in a party, then you would get $200 in free products. $200. And of that $200, you could spend on 4 items that were 50% off, and then the rest. So, I mean, you would not believe how much you can get at $200. That's a ton. That is a ton of makeup that you can get, especially if you're getting some 50% items. So that's a party. If you want to do that, we can do an online party. We can do an in-person party. You know, just let me know. Now that 2020 has come and turned everybody virtual, everything can be done virtual. But yeah, so you can do an artist program with us. Just let me know if you are interested. You can do a party, or if you just want to know more about the makeup and you want to be color matched to see what colors would be the right ones for you, or any problems that you have. I have the link in my bio and Instagram. In my Facebook, it's at the top of my page. It's just the Simply Susie link, and you can click on it to either poke around the website or to submit a color match form, and then I'll give you back the colors that you need. And then, you know, we'll go from there. You can try on all your colors and fall in love, and then be like us and have too much of it. And what are you going to do with it except play in it all the time? Because it is fun. But I'm so happy that every one of you guys are watching my video. And thanks for hanging out with me another Friday night. And I will see y'all later.